Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Funnel Trade. So I had promised to update you on the search for a store to open up in, and I went with my realtor last week. We looked at four spots. There's this amazing thing where downtown Arlington, Texas, because it has a college in it, and it's a moderate to large college. It's not a small college or anything. But because of that, there are just barber shops and salons everywhere. And then there's a little less of the other kind of things you expect, like tattoo shops and smoke shops and places like that. But barber shops and salons all over the place. And so we looked at yet another defunct barber shop. And yet again, the walls were painted black. Who wants to go to a barber shop where the walls are painted black? It's the wildest thing. We looked at a defunct salon. It was actually very, very nice, and I would not even need to pick up a paintbrush to move into that place, but it's divided up weird inside. You could tell that they had it set up where they would lease out rooms to people who would bring their own client base in. So it's a little too big, it's a little too expensive, kind of on the order of it's too risky. If I can get a small place, then I don't risk a lot. And really, what I see going forward, say 18 or 24 months from now, is in a way the business outgrowing a card store, but outgrowing in the sense that I need an industrial space to really do warehousing and fulfillment. That's where I see things going. So, a small card store is, I think, going to still be useful 24 months from now. But paying retail rates to do warehousing and fulfillment is not exactly smart. So I think that place is out. We looked at essentially here in Texas, I don't know exactly what the laws are doing, but I guess like CBD and hemp are legal, but marijuana is not, or something like that. So we looked at like a CBD store, that and apparently the guy who's running it right now, he wants to move it closer to his home. He's been successful in his business. So he's just kind of month to month with the owners of the property. Everyone's fine with that arrangement, but as soon as they find someone new, they're going to kick him out and he's happy to leave and move his business. I don't understand all the details of that, so none of those places were particularly great. And then we looked at the fourth one, and man, it is a currently functioning business. It appears that the leaseholder is planning to move out and retire in December. I as I understood what the representative of the family that owns the property told me and what my realtor told me is that the gentleman who is running a business in the spot right now is has say a 95% chance of moving out in December. He also has a chance that if we were to just approach him today and say that I would take over the final 3 months of his lease, he would wrap his business up in September and then I could begin moving in October. I would just carry out the last 3 months of his lease and then I would go on to my own lease with the property owners in January. And the space is perfect. It's about 1,100 square feet, which is the right size where I can do what I need. I can have just the tiniest amount of space for a little bit of storage in the store. And it's all been renovated in the last several years, so it looks nice. There wouldn't be a ton of work I would need to do to get the shell of the building ready. And then I could move in furniture and fixtures and displays and bookcases and shelving and all of those things and start the store. So that was very, very promising. And I'm going to get sometime in the next couple days. My realtor is going to get me the exact price that they want for the place. They can kind of give you some vague estimates just based on the general 22 to $24 per square foot per year for retail in downtown Arlington, Texas. So they can kind of make an estimate based on that and then get the exact numbers and get a contract from the landlord for me to look at and see if that's the one. But man, of all the places we've looked at so far, that place really has the most promise. It looks really good. And it's kind of like when I bought my house that I'm living in now. My wife and I had looked for months, And then we walked into this house. We walked around the house on the inside with our realtor, and basically both of us looked at each other and said, "This is the one." And so I kind of had this history where I know it's the one when I see it. And that place looked very, very exciting. There are probably 10 tons of furniture and uh, retail items and everything that the current leaseholder has in there running his business. So it's going to take him some time to get that stuff out, but I think we can work out something good with that. So for the sealed sales this week, guys, tonight, it's already Tuesday because we had a holiday yesterday. Tonight, sealed sale number 34, we are going to have fourth edition booster packs. So I did the Urza Saga booster packs several weeks ago, and those were $250 booster packs, kind of expensive for Urza Saga, one of the most broken sets ever, and just amazing reserve list cards in them. Now we're going to do fourth edition. Now, fourth edition booster packs, we're at about 45 bucks on TCG Player, so I can give you a little bit of a discount off that. And especially if you're interested in picking up enough to open a booster box equivalent worth of, you will get them much cheaper than either buying a fourth edition booster box or buying the cheapest 36 sealed packs off of TCG Player. So we're going to run those tonight, see how it goes. It's still kind of touch and go with the booster packs. I have a pretty good supply of them, but it's so hit and miss trying to estimate if people really want to buy old vintage loose booster packs. So we're gonna try it again tonight and see how it went. When we did Urza Saga a couple weeks ago, I would say that was moderately successful. Sometimes you run a sale and it's just a whiff and people just aren't interested in what you have at the price. Sometimes you sell out in the first hour because you totally underestimated the demand. So when I did the Urza Saga, it was about in the middle. It wasn't as healthy a demand as I would have liked, but it moved some packs and made us all some money. So we'll do the fourth edition booster packs tonight. And then going forward, I've got the opportunity to sell some Pokemon boxes. And when I did, I believe I did Temporal Forces a couple months ago. It sold out very, very quick to my patrons. And so I expect the same thing here. I will probably do the first Pokemon set on Thursday this week for my patrons. We'll see what kind of prices and discounts we can get on those. But I will have several more of those Pokemon sales coming in the coming weeks. I'm not going to bunch them all together too quickly. I'm going to spread them out a little bit, but expect some of that and expect them to sell out pretty quick because, well, it's Pokemon. So, there's kind of no question when you can get any discount on Pokemon boxes, they're going to go really quick. So, very, very excited for what's coming. Excited to see if we can get into a store. And back on the store thing, if I decide to go with that spot and the gentleman who currently runs a business in that slot, if he does not want to move out early, I may have to wait till January to open the store. That's fine. If I can get in there, say October 1st, get the place set up and have it ready to open probably sometime near the beginning of November. That's fine. If I have to wait till January to get in there and I've got it ready to open sometime in January, late January, that's fine too. So neither one really worries me. In a way, I'd kind of actually like to do it later because I do think the market I do think the market is going to roll over here sometime in the next few months and the holiday season will definitely be a time to put a lot of pressure on the TCG market. So we'll see how everything works out. We'll see what kind of numbers the realtor comes back with. We'll see what we can negotiate on rent and terms and everything else. And a lot of it's going to come down to whether the landlord is willing to write a 2 or 3 year lease. And on the previous properties I looked at, one of the early ones, the landlord wanted to give me a 1 year lease and then negotiate with me again after 12 months. And I said, nope, that is not going to work. What I'd really like is either a 2 or preferably 3 year offer and then some built in continuations after that to re up for additional years at rates already negotiated today. So that's really what I would prefer. And if I can't get into there till January, that's absolutely fine. That gives me more time to get things planned, to get things worked out, just to get a pulse on what's going to happen here with this screeching hot market and the expectation that it's going to roll over in the coming months. So, very, very excited, guys. If you want to support me, click the link down below to buy a hat, join the Patreon, buy stuff on the sealed sales, buy stuff on the monthly sales list, which was updated at the start of the month yesterday. And sometime here in the coming days, I will have a offer for patrons to do box opening videos. I'm still putting together what I would like to offer on that. And we're going to at least have one option for the fat 13 booster pack collector boxes that I've been putting off to the side these last months. So I have at least 6 of those now. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my very generous supporters on Patreon who are supporting this move into a store, the expanding of the business, and the acceleration of all of these plans and dreams that I've been nurturing for the last 4.5 years. Thank you, everyone. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Funnel Trade. My hat.